It's a beautiful night for high school football in Plymouth. Homecoming at Providence Academy as the Lions get set to take on the Breck Mustangs. Hello and welcome to Providence. John Jacobson along with Chris Ohm. Allie Mosley will be on the crew as well. And Chris, each of these teams coming in with expectations that they can win tonight. Providence Academy, after 2 losses to start the season, has come back with 2 straight wins. And Breck coming off a strong Week 4 performance as well.
Yeah, both these teams, John, are ready to come out. And, you know, talking to the coaches before the game, it's early on in the season. Expectations are high, but they still have things to prove. It's going to be a great atmosphere tonight for homecoming here at Providence.
Breck comes in at 1-3, Providence 2-2. The Lions had a great year in 2021, Chris. They were 8-0 in the regular season, upset by Litchfield in their section opener. And a lot of those kids graduated from that team. So it was a little bit of a learning curve for Colin Rooney's team coming into the season. They're kind of getting the hang of it, some of those younger players who were first-year starters here in 2022.
Yeah, talking to Colin before the game, senior-heavy Providence Lion team. We're going to see 4 starters for Providence tonight that are sophomores, so kind of a flip of the script from what Colin did last year. But he's excited about his crew this year. Very talented, very physical. So it'll be a different look, but a lot of different grades represented here by the Lions.
Marcus Harris, first year as head coach at Breck, but he's not new to football in the area. As a head coach at Brooklyn Center, has been on the Breck staff before. Numbers kind of a problem at Breck and have been for a few years. They just don't have as many players out as a Providence Academy in this case.
Yeah, Marcus Harris is one of the best tutelage coaches you're going to find. I mean, he's out there teaching these kids up. You talk to Marcus before the game, you're like, Coach, what about the numbers? And he's like, as long as I get 11 on the field, John, I'm good to go. And that's the way Marcus teaches these guys up. So you're going to get a quality coach out of Mr. Harris when he's out here, and Breck is very fortunate to have this. And Coach Ronnie as well, 2 great coaches here in the games tonight.
Let's look at our key players, starting with Breck. They like to throw the ball around a lot, and Will Walker, one of the talented receivers that they've got to throw to.
Yeah, last week in that stormy conditions against Spectrum, Will Walker had one of those ESPN catches. He caught the ball. It was called out of bounds, but when he took off, it was spectacular. Ziri Lawal, who's a quarterback, obviously is looking for Will Walker the most of the time. We're going to get a chance to see his athletic ability here tonight.
And for Providence Academy, one of our favorite football names, certainly of this year, maybe in recent years, Stormy Night.
Yeah, I love it. You know, Stormy Night, we were talking to Coach before the game, and you don't fly on Stormy Night. I mean, you got to say it, right, John? But Stormy Night is a 2-way player for the Lions. He's going to do the bulk of the carrying for them in the backfield, 20 to 30 carries, very athletic. But looking for him at the corner position as well to be up against Will Walker. So this is going to be something that we're going to see here with Walker and Stormy Night, probably all night defense offense.
Beautiful evening here on the last night of September. Breck Providence Academy high school football comes your way live next here on CCX. Twin City Blue District football tonight on CCX. Breck taking on Providence Academy here at Providence Academy in Plymouth. John Jacobson, Chris Ohm, and Allie Mosley, who's down on the field with this report. Oh, hold on. We'll get back to Allie in a moment. In our pregame, I said Providence Academy 2-2, which is right. I said they lost their first 2 games. They won weeks 2 and 3. Actually lost last week against St. Agnes, 14-2. And it was one of those games in talking to Coach Rooney, he's like, you know, we could have had that game. And maybe a more experienced team, we would have won that game. So those are, you know, learning experiences you have, Chris, right? During the season, hope those games, those plays that you just missed, you're not going to miss later on.
Yeah, most definitely. St. Agnes, all the scoring was in the fourth quarter, too. You know, they battled all the way, and people in the Twin Cities Metro last week knew during that night it was raining enjoying in every word. Conditions were terrible, but Coach Ronnie said it perfectly. Little hip check here, 3 plays, and that's a different ball game. But a very physical team in St. Agnes. And I liked what he said about his team. The takeaway from that was we need to be physical like that for this game moving forward. And I think that's going to be the tempo coming out for the Lions, is the physicality of the game that they kind of had against St. Agnes last week.
Breck, a season-opening win against Academy Forest. Lost 30-14 against Spectrum last week, but Coach Harris thought his defense played as well as they have this year, despite the number of points scored by Spectrum in the game.
Yeah, and again, probably 2 late scores made it lopsided on air, but, the defense is what Marcus Harris talked about coming out as a positive for that Breck Mustang team. So, Breck Mustang known for their offense over the years, but it is encouraging to hear Marcus saying that, hey, that defense is coming around, and it's going to have to against this really good Providence Lions team.
Now, let's go down to the sideline and Allie Mosley.
Guys, it's been a bit of a rough go of it for Breck through the first 4 games. They win their first game, then they go 0-3, and to rub just a little bit of salt in the wound, they've been outscored 117-42 so far through 4 games. Asking Coach Harris before the game, where's been that disconnect? And he said, it's been with our offense. They've kind of just been letting us down a little bit. So with being a pass-heavy team, I asked, is it more on the throwing end or the receiving end? And he said, it's been a little bit more the receiving end. He said the balls will be there, but then come those ugly drops. He said that in the last 3 games, it's also been raining, which certainly doesn't help a pass game at all. But they're hoping for better results tonight with clearer weather. And, this last week, too, they said that their defense has really been stepping it up, which certainly helps in the long game. After a week of practice, Coach said that, they're really hoping to find a little bit more balance on the field tonight. They've got a lot more confidence coming into this game here tonight. So they're hoping that they can come in and get this road win, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Allie. I think both coaches, you look at the second half of the season, okay, what can we do better this week? What can we do better in weeks 5 through 8 that we didn't do as well in weeks 1 through 4? And so the second half of the regular season starts tonight.
Yeah, both teams are going to be playing for the section. We heard that from both guys saying it's a process. And, obviously wins and losses dictate things in students' minds and these student athletes. But when it comes down to it, playing healthy all the way to that section. And Providence is John, an example of that. Going in with a lot of momentum these last few years and then an upset to Litch, getting to that Dassel game. So they really want to play to that where Breck goes to state last year, right, in an opportunity to win 2 section games. So it's really about playing healthy all the way to that section tournament.
Wyatt Birdsong to kick off for Breck. It goes off a Providence Academy player and then covered at the 35-yard line. Almost a special teams break there for Breck, but covered up at the 35-yard line by Nick Toma of the Lions. So that's where Providence Academy will start 1st and 10 on their opening drive of the game.
You're going to see right there that picture on the field, but the starters, it's going to be stormy night. I mean, the guy's going to get a lot of carries here for that offense for the Lions.
Stormy definitely saw some touches last year, but it was a lot of Jacob Meisner last year and last couple of years. He was an outstanding player, now a wrestler at Arizona State, but a terrific football player here at Providence Academy in his career.
Quarterback under guard there.
And it's Knight on the direct snap, and it's up the middle, and it goes for 9 yards. Coach Rooney came and told us about a trick play on their first play of the games that we're going to have the center line up under the guard on purpose, and then do a direct snap, try to catch the defense off guard, and it goes for 9.
One of those things, too, it's when you meet with the officials before the game as a coach, you tell them it's coming. It looks goofy right there. He's under center. Picks up a nice 9-yard gain, direct snap right to Stormy Knight.
Eddie DeSantos is the quarterback for Providence Academy. He's a senior, number 4. And he'll hand off on 2nd down, and it's a 1st down run for Knight as he picks up 5 yards. Tackled on the play by Hank Langer.
Well, you got twin receivers on both sides. DeSantos in the shotgun here. He's just going to look it over, and if he thinks that it's going to be a direct snap, quick snap, and they're going to run their play right away. But you can see DeSantos early on here, pretty efficient on his completions. You know, again, weather is the name of the game here, and in being half on that 49% completions, that's a pretty good stat here early on.
3 receivers to the left. DeSantos will hand off. Knight into Breck territory inside the 45. Still going and gets close to the first down sticks and may have had it. Finally brought down by about 3 Mustangs, but not a big guy, but he certainly showed some strength there, right?
Yeah, off that left side too, long handoff right there. And that's just coaching and watching film. You know, Breck is really heavy up the middle here. Watch that handoff. It's not really a traditional handoff when you're talking about it. You know, usually just turn around and give it to him. Stormy Knight, it's a sprint handoff on that one to left side. They're really trying to exploit that outside tackle area. You see it here early when the handoff to Stormy Knight.
Colin Sapo now in the backfield next to DeSantos. On 1st down and 10 as he did get the first down. Quick throw off to the right. Completion there in the flat. We got a flag down. A gain of about 4 yards on the play, but it may be coming back on top of it. Joe Bergholt on the reception. We'll see what happens here with the flag. And an offensive holding on the Lions.
You'll see Nate Miller from his quarterback position. You know, he comes in hard on that one. They pull the tackle on that right side, so it gives the look as it is going to be a run. Ends up being just a little slip screen on the outside. So Nate Miller coming up from his cornerback position. Watch him on the outside here. See how he sheds that right away? You can see the hold. Just a little tug right there. The official right on it. But again, when that receiver comes out on a cornerback like that and his 2 hands are coming up into your face, you know automatically, boy, I got to shed this and get inside. Nate Miller with a nice tackle, or at least not the tackle in the play, but got the penalty right there for the Mustangs.
The 1st and 24, and they go to Sapo, his first carry tonight, and gains just a couple of yards back out across the 45 to the 47, so he'll pick up 3.
And Sapo just straight up the middle again. You know, it's 1st and long here. You probably think you're going to see something through the air, but they feel the physical nature on that side, both offensive defensive lines, is going to be the strength tonight. I wouldn't be surprised here, maybe 1 pass even when it's long, but they still can just power it up front here. Don't be surprised, short passes.
3 to the left, DeSantos looking up the middle. Now he's going to run that way and gets back into Breck territory and down to the 45. Another flag down late at the end of the play after a pickup of 8.
And that one coming all the way from the sideline here on our side here, John. We'll see what it is, but initial always coming on that one is a hold again. You know, the side judges here are usually the hold.
So Providence Academy twice in this opening drive with holding penalties to wipe out gains, and Breck will glad to push them back a little more.
Yeah, they're going to get him for a block in the back downfield here. You know, you watch again, short passes. He was looking for it right here. It's just a 3-step drop. Great coverage on that one. Right there, Weston in the backfield, but he pulls and does the best he can. Scrambles for positive yards, but just off screen there on the upper left, the view. He gets the push in the back here. So, you know, if you're Breck on defense here, you don't want to get too aggressive here. You're thinking this is where it's draws and screens time. So watch for them probably just to be settled with 4 in the backfield here to make sure that everything's in front of them.
2nd and 25. Providence back to their 45. Just underway here in the first quarter. Quick throw. DeSantos gets the completion into Breck territory down to the 43-yard line. On the throw and catch, Charlie Willingans with his first reception tonight on the first pass completion of the evening for Providence. The first one was wiped out by a penalty, and that one picks up a dozen yards.
Yeah, the junior Willingans doing a nice job on the slant on the upside. Nice easy throw right there from DeSantos as well. You lead him out front. You don't make him stretch. You want to put it right on the numbers. Nice easy throw there. Still brings up a manageable 3rd down, and we're back in the 20s there, so it's a nice completion for the Lions.
Max Clausen in the slot to the left. 2 backs now with DeSantos out of the shotgun, standing at the 48. And a give to Sapo, and well defended up the middle by Breck, and they trip him up for just a yard. It'll be 4th down for Providence Academy, and they're going to punt.
Yeah, they're going to try to pin him back here, but when you got shotgun, they were trying to get that linebacker to move with the motion in the backfield. But Sapo just right up the middle, gets tripped up there. He keeps his feet, probably gets a little bit more than that, but I think wise choice here early, try to pin him back here. We'll see what the punt game looks like.
Grant Heim is the puncher for Providence Academy. A high kick. Not terribly deep. It'll bounce at the 20. It's taking a backward bounce, and so covered there at the 23-yard line by Riley. And so we'll get our first look at the Breck offense as they will start their first drive at the 23.
A good hold by the Mustangs on that one. Couple penalties costing the Lions midfield, but Coach Collin decides to kick it away here. But we'll get a chance to see some of these great names here. I tell you, the defensive line really impressive here for the Lions. Abu Tarawali, he's the one to watch here. He's getting a lot of looks, not only regionally but nationally here. And we'll see if he's in the backfield causing havoc here for that Lion front four.
Waziri Lawal is the quarterback, and he'll pitch on first down. Good run, turning the corner and up out across the 30 to the 33-yard line for a first down. It's Oliver Cadu, picks up 11 yards.
Yeah, Ollie Cadu getting the nod here. Him and Pastor are kind of the 1-2 punch in that backfield. You'll notice that he's got a club on the left hand there, but that might be a factor, but tucks it away nicely in that right. Watch a little move right there. Picks up an additional 4 yards on that one. Great blocking on the outside right there, getting Ollie Cadu open there in the first down for the Mustangs.
Coach Harris says we like to throw, and we like to throw, but we will run. And they can run effectively and catch a team off guard, maybe expecting a pass. All the better. Throw on first down here, and a completion out to the 38-yard line to Nate Miller. A good first down play that'll pick up about 5 yards.
Just a little slot swing right there to Nate Miller. And those are things offensively you're looking, for the next play on that one. Nice easy pass, get Waziri Lawal right into the game. Picks up 4 or 5 yards on that easy pass, but you're also looking at those deep routes, what's going to happen there. And then we see Waziri's completion numbers here. He's a slinger. You can see it, 7 TDs. He's a very capable runner as well, 7 interceptions as well, but good basketball player as well, Waziri Lawal for the Mustangs.
Averaging over 30 pass attempts per game already. And we get a flag down. This one's not going to even get started. First penalty of the night is coming up on the Mustangs.
We get movement on the Mustangs here. Both teams a little bit penalty happy here. Things you want to tighten up as the game goes on.
So a false start pushes them back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Mustangs back at their 33-yard line. Just past the midway point of the first quarter. Homecoming tonight at Providence Academy. Thanks so much for tuning in. These teams both in Class 3A when it comes to playoff time. Breck, as Chris mentioned, coming off a state tournament appearance in 2021. Handoff up the middle of the big hole. First down and more. It's Cadu all the way down to the Providence Academy 35-yard line.
I think Coach Harris tried to trick us here before the game, John. We talk about the strength through the air here. Now we've seen Ollie Cadu twice with big runs, both with first downs. Notice again, Ollie Cadu on that left hand. Watch the speed here. He's got it tucked away in the right. That hand, you see you kind of stiff arm, you kind of not, but those holes up front right now, the front blocking is tremendous offensively. Nolan Lemire, Alex Grant doing a nice job up front blocking. And Ollie Cadu will be the first to tell you, boy, he gets some holes. He's going to have all day to run here, so nice job on the ground here by the Mustangs.
Gain of 32. They'll go back to him again, and he won't get anywhere. He'll be dropped for a loss. Nate Dierberger, the big senior lineman, puts him back down at the 38, a loss of 3.
Just trying to trap on the inside, but Dierberger just too big and strong right there for the Mustang front. He gets in that backfield, the senior leader on that squad. See him just push right there. They try to trap him right there. guard Nolan Lemire just can't get a push on it. And right there, if you're a defensive lineman, Dierberger, it just says thank you, runs right into him on that one for the tackle for loss.
3 receivers to the left on 2nd and 13 from the Providence 38. Under pressure, Wall throws, and it's intercepted. A little bit of a throw off his back foot, I thought, Chris, and it picked off by Leroy Purnell.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't blow the whistle. The crowd here at Providence wanted Ethan Pastor for motion in the backfield, but just that twitch was just enough not to blow the whistle. But you're right, John, back foot throw right there. You know, Lawal's got a strong arm, but heck of an athletic play right there to go up and climb the ladder, get that interception right there by Purnell. You see right there, two-way player, senior for the Lions.
One more look at it. You see the pressure coming. Didn't get all he wanted to on that throw. And a very athletic play by Jerory Purnell, too, to get up and get that ball.
Right. Quarterback's coach, Liam O'Hagan over there, he's going to tell him to step into that one. Nobody better stepping into that throw when you're flat-footed right there. But that was a heck of a play by Purnell.
Lions will start this drive inside their 15. This is Knight on first down across the 20. And they finally blow his forward progress dead at the 23, 24-yard line and pick up on first down of 8.
Well, Hank Langer's coming in here from his linebacker position, and they've done a nice job adjusting and going into that outside C gap. That's between guard and tackle. And Stormy Knight is not the type of running back, John, where you're going to have a one-on-one. He's going to win it a majority of the time. He just moves by Langer on that one and picks up more yards after the initial contact right on the line. So Breck, where their defense is flying to the ball, they're going to have to wrap up Stormy Knight. He's just one of those backs that feel like he's going to break it here pretty soon.
2nd and 2, first give of the night to Matthew Bluford, trying to get outside. He fumbles the football, and it is covered by Breck.
I think Cadu on that one. Boy, he's having a big first quarter here for the Mustangs.
Stripped by Hank Langer, and then Cadu with the recovery.
A great tackle on that one. That's one of those where you just rip and rake. Right there, if that bounces up perfectly, John, I think Cadu scoops and scores. We'll see right here for the Mustangs, who ends up getting the initial contact. That's Langer. We just talked about him right there, kind of missing Stormy Knight, so he rebounds on that one. Hank Langer coming in there, rips it out. Big turnover right there for the Mustangs deep in the Lions territory.
First down and 10 from the 14. Give to Cadu on the run. Hit at the line of scrimmage and maybe got a yard and then thrown back. James Wicht, number 78, making first contact.
You're talking to most people about Providence Academy these first few games. It's been that front line that's given them the push. You see it right there. You know, most of the time in these conference games that you're going to see Providence play, they're going to win one-on-ones up front. It's just a matter of leveraging and getting angles, trapping them. You see the big guys up front right there. We got a good shot right there of Abu Taro Wali. I mean, he's a big boy, and he's only a sophomore, right. John. A lot of room to grow athletically. You know, Ronnie said when he came into the season, was strong, weak, slow, and he's now turned into one of those pro-type prospects.
A Wall tossing it right side, and you can see his receiver kind of was tangled up there with the defender, and CJ Roberts unable to get free, and they're going to flag Lions defender, I believe, for holding or pass interference here.
One of these things that before we get this penalty here, John, pass interference, but you know, Roberts is a freshman. We're getting a lot of calls from sophomore freshmen here. Just a little swing out to Roberts. A
pretty good hold, I think.
Yeah, right in front of the official. And you always say, you know, armchair quarterbacks type of thing. You wish it was or wish he wasn't. But when you're right in front, right, that the officials, not, you know, 10 times out of 10 are going to call that play. So Roberts, one of those young athletes there for the Mustangs, coming out there. Coach Harris really likes his upside. Could be one of those next receivers here for the Mustangs.
Half the distance to the goal gives them about 7.5, out close to 8 yards. So on second down, The wall throwing to the end zone and got a completion for a touchdown to Nate Miller. Great throw and catch, and Breck is on the board first.
Yeah, motion on the inside there. Miller does the corner. And you're going to look, it's just kind of a rub route. And these are things you practice day in and day out when you're coaches. If you're a passing team, you see the motion's going to come from the top right into Miller. Miller runs that quarterback nicely, but I'll tell you what, Waziri Lawal puts it where you need to. That's deep. Give your quarterback and receiver an opportunity deep in the corner like that. Nate Miller Jr. there for the Mustangs does a nice job bringing it in and putting the first points on the board.
White Birdsong is the place kicker. A little bit of a high snap. Good rush. Ball is blocked. And it remains 6-0. I think it was Tarawali who got a hand up on that. And Nate Miller will come off. So congratulations. He gets his team on the board with a receiving touchdown.
And watch his touchdown again. Lawal. See, he steps into it there, John. We talked about he was flat-footed. Actually was a little underthrown. Miller does a nice job adjusting it and comes back. That ball probably should have been placed a little bit farther over the top, but receiver right there recognizes it. Nate Miller right there gets the Mustangs on the board. Homecoming here at Providence. Two teams that are battling right now. Miller comes up with the first nice play here. Puts points on the board for the Mustangs.
Third touchdown catch of the season for Miller. Breck up with 2:16 to go in the first quarter.
Both teams, John, having penalties here that have cost them in first drives, but the Mustangs capitalize on some nice run plays and blocking up front with Cadu leading the charge. And then we got a chance to see the athleticism of Miller and Lawal. A nice little package that Coach Harris likes to tout as a good 1-2 punch here. And we haven't had a chance here with Will Walker, too, for the Mustangs.
Birdsong keep another one low, and it'll be covered by the Lions at their 33-yard line. And that's where Providence Academy will start. Third possession for them here in the first quarter. Each team with a turnover so far, and Breck able to turn the Providence turnover into points.
I think Breck coming out in this one, little momentum here on the road. I don't know if you're Providence Academy, your coach right there talking to him about settling them down.
It's Colin Rooney, fifth-year head coach at Providence Academy. Good talent here, and you mentioned how many seniors you had last year, and I think likes this group just a little bit younger than he's been used to last season especially.
Yeah, and going into those plays, he talked about senior-heavy teams all the way through, but again, a mix. Both these teams starting a lot of sophomores, even freshmen. Rooney likes his opportunities here with some of these sophomores we talked about.
Does have some seniors, though, including Knight, who gets into the open. He's into Breck territory and down to the 43-yard line. Senior Stormy Knight with a great first down run.
Well, Stormy Knight is one of those guys that if he gets in the second level, John, he's as good as you're going to see. He can take off. Watch where they're attacking. They're attacking that outside. A big hole there by that offensive line. See Nate Miller coming from behind. Stormy Knight still getting 5 yards after contact. Miller riding all the way there, but getting penalties of hurt here. If they can go penalty free here, Stormy Knight looks like he's getting some legs underneath him.
Gain of 23 yards. They'll give it to him again, trying to pop it outside, and good penetration coming up to make the tackle there was Brady Bierke, and stopping Knight after a gain of just 3.
Bierke doing a nice job getting down, getting low and making sure the pads are squared up on Stormy Knight. You know, Sapo coming in and getting some carries here, but you know, we talked to the coach and the coaching staff and the Mustangs, and they just said, listen, they're just going to try to run it down our throat. They're going to give us different looks, but they're just going to try to run right here.
Nick Toma here on the direct snap. Toma goes up the middle, and he'll have a first down to the 33-yard line. Pickup of 8.
Well, Toma's listed as a quarterback DN. We'll probably see him more defensively. He comes in. And he's kind of that Taysom Hill type of quarterback runner. He's going to come in. They put 4 guys out, trips on one side, split on the left. He's not passing, ladies and gentlemen. He's taking that ball and he's putting his head down and going straight forward.
Gives to Sappo. He's got a nice hole. He'll cut inside the 30, spins inside the 25 to the 24-yard line, and a pickup of 9. Good rushes on this drive to start for Providence Academy, including runs of 23, 8, and now it's like 8 more here.
Nice blocking up front by James Wicht, senior right guard here for Providence. And he's springing some of those holes. You'll see him go left and right. A lot of times in high school, it's not just a standard side. You're going to see left and right going by side, but Wicht doing a nice job blocking.
He'll give to Sappo again, breaks a tackle, and inside the 10, it'll be 1st and goal for Providence Academy.
I don't know how Sappo got out of that. I think he fooled both the Mustangs and the Lions on that one. Everybody kind of just stopped, assuming that Sappo was going to go down on that one. They wrap him up. He powers through.
They'll mark him actually at the 12, so not quite 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and 10, though, after that 13-yard run. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Breck on the board first. Providence Academy threatening as we head to the second quarter. It's 6-0. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV. Feels the offensive momentum going his school's way, right? As we get to the second quarter, it's 6-0 Breck. Providence Academy is churning the ball down the field, all on the ground here, and they've got a 1st down and 10. Chris Ohm at the 12-yard line to start the second.
Yeah, Sappo has been the bulk of the carries here. I mean, we've seen Stormy Knight right there break some beautiful tackles to Santos from his senior quarterback position back there. But Sappo has been the one here who's got some of the big runs here when they've needed it. And right now they're pushing here to look to get their first points on the board.
Knight in the backfield next to DeSantos as Clausen comes in motion. Give to Knight. Up the middle to the 5-yard line, into the end zone for a touchdown. 6th rushing touchdown of the season for Knight. And Providence Academy has tied it up.
Yeah, Knight right there doing a nice job wiggling his way through. Just a little bit tired looking Mustang defense right there off of that drive. But Stormy Knight, with the help of his up front offensive line, Colin Sappo on that one, those guys have just kind of maneuvered their way right down the field. Most of it right here from the quarterback run position, and Knight and Sappo going in for the first points here for 6.
Yeah, we had a holding call and we never saw the flag go down. It must have been right near the goal line because it's a spot foul, of course, in high school, and so you see the down marker just past where the 1st down is. So take that back. No touchdown, 6-0. It's 1st and 11. How do we miss that?
I don't know.
Well, that's not going to happen.
2 guys
again.
like us wearing glasses.
Right. Big stick up front and no gain on that play as Jojo Nea got up front along with Dylan Lupke to make the stop for a loss of 1 on the play.
And going in here, we'll get another chance here. There's the hold right there. So, you know, you can see it right there. 70 on 52, the little tug going off screen on that one, but that was the no touchdown there. So when you spin a guy around and you see a little bit of cloth that's pulled and tugged, makes it easy for the officials on that one.
Back to a running play inside the 10, the 9-yard line. It's a second carry now tonight in this drive for Toma, and gets back some of that yardage lost on the second down run, and now it comes up, or first down run, now it's third down and still about 6 to go, maybe 7.
Just setting it up right here. You know, you're in a position here, and I wouldn't be afraid if I was coach, to run the ball twice. I know it sounds silly, but your strength right now is offensive, a line play. And Stormy Knight, we just saw it with the penalty hold here, so don't be surprised here where Stormy Knight is the primary in this one.
And they will give it to him on third down. He's hit, but he gets forward, and he's inside the 5-yard line before he's brought down by Bjerke. See where they mark him here. This looks like he's going to be just a little bit short of the first down, so it's going to be fourth down and less than 1 to go from just outside the 3.
Well, time will tell here who's going to be at quarterback, but it looks like DeSantos going in, so coach will reward Knight here. This is where your line splits are heel to heel. Look at right there there's no split. They're going straight up the middle here. We'll see who's got the better line.
Santos gets hit as he took the snap, and Breck takes the ball over to force a fumble, and they've got it. They got a great surge up front. Hank Langer gets the recovery, and Providence Academy turned away inside the 5.
Well, turnovers and penalties right now is going to be the name of the game for Providence Academy. Watch the surge. I mean, Langer just comes right through that line. You couldn't have timed it perfectly. I think the initial surge was by Nate Miller up the middle. So between Nate Miller and Langer, they time it perfectly. And with no splits there, John, you know, you're looking to make sure that none of that happens. You know, the idea to the no split wedge is the ability to get straight forward there. And Langer and Miller do a nice job.
First and 10 from the 7. The wall out, stretching out and almost making the catch out near the 40-yard line, but unable to come up with it was Walker.
Well, there shows you the athleticism right there. Walker, Lawal, we talked about it one-on-one. And they get Purnell right there, hip to hip. We had a chance, you know, it looks like it's going to swing out. And watch the look. See, Everett gets the eyes, and Lawal knew it right away. He's going deep. Just a little bit too much right there. And Walker knew it right there. But you know what? You go back to that in the future. You don't want to underthrow that one, John. You want to make sure that it's right where that pass was. We're going to see that at least a couple more times here, maybe even in this half.
Second down and 10 from the 7. Ball on the roll out, under some pressure, throws over the middle, nobody there, and incomplete.
A little bit of mix up there. Looked like the running back got tagged here with Lawal in the backfield. He's usually going to be the guy that's going to get you in the front right there. Lawal going to the sideline. There you see a good shot at Coach Harris and Lawal. Marcus Harris, one of the all-time greats here in Minnesota for high school.
Had a terrific career at Brooklyn Center High School in the early 90s and went to the University of Wyoming. Was a great wide receiver out there for the Cowboys.
Yeah. You might have heard of the Bolitnikoff Award. There's your man right there. Also got some Heisman votes that year, too.
Third down and 10. Another deep throw, or again going downfield for Walker, and couldn't get it to him, but we get a flag. Coverage by Purnell. There was a little contact, and enough that's going to be a pass interference. I don't think the Lions necessarily thought that was a great call, but I think that's what we're going to have here.
It's going to be a pass interference penalty. It's not a spot fall like it is in the NFL when you see him go out there, so it'll be from the line, but nonetheless it should be a first down if that stands. But with this like here, the Lions fans, a lot of penalties.
Let's see it again.
Well, Lawal got to step into that. He's still kind of back foot on that one, but right there, I can tell you, you know, it's, again, officials right there, but underthrown Purnell, not much he can do on that one. Hip to hip on that. It's about as good as coverage as you're going to get. And Unfortunately, Walker took the inside route, and that's where the bang happened right there. So
5 penalties on Providence Academy, and they have been crucial penalties, Chris.
Crucial penalties.
Killers.
The ones that hurt. You think of a 5-yard hold or the 5 yards and you move back on 10, but every one of their penalties here is either continued drives or push them way back.
And a tackle for loss here as Ethan Pastor on his first carry tonight is thrown down in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of close to 4.
Tarawali getting in that backfield, and Tarawali's upside from what Coach Ronnie is talking about is tremendous, and Coach Harris knew it. And Marcus talked at the beginning of the game. He wants to pass the ball. He feels that the strength of the offense is the pass, but in order to do that, you got to have some running game. They got it early, and look what happens. They get Cadu in the open space. They got Pastor now going, but you don't want that front four from the Lions if you're a Mustang fan to get in that backfield, and right there, Tarawali was in that backfield with a nice play. 2nd
and 13. The wall, quick throw out to the right and off the hands of the intended receiver Miller, and incomplete. 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's that out pass. With 2 deep right there, and you saw the coaches on the sideline just missed it right in their hands. But if they can get that pass, they're not looking for first downs on that one. They're just wanting to complete the ball and let the receivers do everything after catch. That out is a tough throw. That's a long throw for 5 yards, but they're confident in Waziri Lawal's arm on that one. Just off the outstretched hands there of the Mustang wide receiver.
3rd down and 13. Gonna hand it off, and Cadu's going to be dropped for no gain. Wicked on the tackle. And Breck will have to punt. A loss of 1.
Yeah, that front, and we get a chance again to talk about it. James Wick, senior up front. Got Deerberger up front. Toma, who we got a chance to come, and he's the rush end. The Taysom Hill quarterback coming in there. But the person to watch is that sophomore. That's Abu Tarawali. And he is getting a lot of attention. So you see the running back chipping on him. So he's the guy who's getting 2 blocks. And it's going to be Wicht and Deerberger who are going to get the attention. But the guy up front right now is Tarawali, who's getting 2.
The wall is also the team's puncher. Line drive punt is going to take a great Breck bounce to the sideline and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. It ends up being a kick of 42 yards with no return. He'll take that every time.
Yeah, and Lawal, they'll run those plays too, John, if they're midfield, where if it's a 4th and 5, they'll set up in a normal offense, and then they'll just take 2 steps back with the quarterback, and you mentioned it right there, and they'll pooch it from there. But again, a strong punt. If Lions here, they gotta clean it up. They clean it up. They were marching on the Mustangs with two of their drives. You see right there, Waziri Lawal going over and talking to Marcus Harris. They're talking right there about reads as a quarterback. What's open? Doesn't have to chunk it all downfield. They're gonna want to get the short game going right there. The master and the apprentice right there, John.
That's right. The Lions offense back on the field, trying to get some points. Feels like they've moved the ball. They have. The no points as we near the midway point of the 2nd quarter. Santos tuck it in to Knight's belly. He's into Breck territory. 1st down. Drags the tackler all the way down to the 45-yard line. And a pickup of 1st down of 13 yards for Knight.
Whatever film that they watched is very evident in the run game is they want to go right over tackle. Usually you see guys inside, whether if they're trapping or the center is moving down, a guard is pulling, trapping, tackles. But watch where this run happens. You see, that's a sprint out handoff, and they're right there. The line is they're hooking those defensive linemen in. So they're actually going outside. You call it the D gap. And that's a far, far handoff. So it's a sprint handoff. And that's where they're making their money here tonight, is sealing that outside defensive end in and actually going on the outside of them.
They'll give it to Knight again up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's got 10 more, maybe 11. Another Breck 1st down. Already 87 yards on 10 carries in the 1st half for number 1.
On that play, it looked to be that they just let the outside rush happen. So where Breck comes back and they say, we got to get on the outside, what do? They make sure that they get outside. Perfect play calling that one. Stormy Knight gets it up the middle, untouched in that first 5. And after that, picks up another first down for the Lions.
Santos looking to the sideline for the play call. Sapo now in the backfield replacing Knight. First down and 10, Providence at the Breck 34. Sapo get the handoff. And not a lot doing there. He's turned sideways and dropped after a loss of 1. Tackled by Dylan Lubke, number 52.
Lubke is a guy in there that's a spark plug. I mean, if Lubke gets going, you saw Miller and you saw Langer on that big 4th down stop there, but Lubke's a guy that they really like a lot. Quick, low to the ground, gets off the line. He's going to give you everything he's got. Now with 2nd down here, this might be a setup for a little play action, but those receivers are really telling on the outside here. It's one-on-one. If they can get Purnell outside on coverage, look out.
Number 34. Santos does throw, and it's intercepted. Threw it a little bit low in front of his intended target, and it's picked off. Intercepted, I think, by the freshman, right? Mua Mohammed.
Yeah, Muath Mohammed right there. A freshman, John. You know, like you have opportunities out there, and there's programs, but watch Muath. He does such a good job of reading that one. The receiver kind of stops, which forces the pass to be low, and then that one, Muath just slips underneath. Boy, I can tell you can see the smile. Hallway cred right there on Monday, John. You're a freshman in a big game like this, and you get an interception. Freshman English looks a little bit different for him on Monday.
3 turnovers for Providence Academy here in the first half. Ball under a big rush, flag down. It's going to be holding. Gets rid of the pass. Broken up. No, it is caught, but this is all coming back, I'm certain.
Yeah, sprint boot action. He's going to get 1 or 2 holds on this one. But on that play, it's a little comeback route. You know, Walker's on the shallow side here. He goes about 10, 11 yards and comes back to 7. He actually makes a nice catch on that one. It's out of bounds, but the hold's going to drive the Mustangs back. Boy, Allie going into halftime, I think the obvious is going to be penalty here by both teams.
Yep. And again, it's a spot foul in high school football, so that's actually a 17-yard penalty for Breck.
And like you said, John, the penalties haven't been like the hold and the 10s and the 5s by 17 yards. I mean, these things have hurt both teams here in the first and second quarters.
Breck back to it inside its 15. The ball under a big rush, and down he goes. The ball is out. Recovered by Breck. And see if I think they're going to mark him there. So he apparently fumbled before. I thought perhaps at first he had gone down, then fumbled. But that was a live ball. And fortunately for the Mustangs, recovered by Will Knutson.
Well, if you're Providence on this one, John, I bring the house on this one, and here's why. You have an opportunity here where if you're Breck, you probably just put it up to grabs. You know, if you're a coach here, you tell Lawal, get rid of it now. And see, as soon as you don't get rid of it, that was a beautiful strip on that one, ball on the turf.
James Wicks had a big first half, 78, and Knutson getting there just ahead of Dierberger.
But if you bring the house on this one, because if it's a short pass, either it's.
Wall does get a quick release through the hands of his receiver and incomplete, trying to hit Birdsong. Should have gotten him out of the shadow of their goal line. And now it's 3rd and 40. Do you have a play for your coaching days of what you call up on 3rd and 40?
John, both you and I at the same time pointed on our screen in the box here at 3rd and 40. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen 3rd and 40 in a long time, if ever. But the coaching play you got right now is you punt that ball as hard as you can, as quick as you can, and get it out of here. Because you're looking at 4:25 left. And, if the Mustangs can get a stop and go in 6-0, you got to have a tremendous feel for that one. But a third and 40 here.
He's trying to get a few yards, so the punter LaWall's got a little more room to operate. He's going to throw down the middle and incomplete, overshooting Nate Miller. And so LaWall's going to have to be careful on where he's stepping on his back foot as he gets set up to punt on this one. There's a flag down.
Familiar looking thing here tonight for both teams. Yeah, I think they're going to decline this one, it looks like.
Right. They would have gotten them about, what, 8 inches on the half the distance, and it's 4th down, and now it'll be punted away by Lowell for the second time in this quarter.
Well, I think the opposite here. I talked about bringing the heat on that second, third down and trying to get to it. You knew it's going to be short passes or run, but here's where you play for maybe one guy that goes for that ball. You don't want to get a kicking penalty here. You're going to have great field position. Just stand straight up. I would be proud. This is a great shot right there. See if they stand straight up. See that?
Not going to risk any kind of penalty. It's a short kick. Handled the 35 and fumbled, and I think recovered by Breck. My goodness, things have not gone the Lions' way here in the first quarter. It looks like now that they got it back. Hell, they did. Oh, that was a break for Providence Academy. I thought that ball was definitely lost to Breck, but Sapo somehow ends up with the football at the end of the play.
It just goes off the face mask there of the returner. But I was with you, John. I'm like, it was a good kick. I mean, we're talking at the 35 here, so the punt was away. Just off the face mask.
Yeah, well, he may have had it for a moment, but he didn't end up with it.
Just the left bicep that had it wrapped up there by Miller, it looked like. Let's take another look at it right there. Miller's underneath. Yeah, he just really never had possession of it, and Sapo rolls over there. Boy, that would have been a turn here, because with 4 minutes and a little change left here, Lions still got opportunity in Mustang Field.
From the 33, they'll give to Knight. He only gets a couple of yards to the 31-yard line. Langer on the tackle. Pickup of 2 on Knight's 11th carry of the first half. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. We're under 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Seeing DeSantis come to the sideline here. I so badly want to say Taysom Hill now replaces him, but with Toma coming in, I don't know if they're trying to get him off. You know, Toma could throw the ball here, but he's their running quarterback.
And he is going to run, and Breck ready for it and stop him for a gain of maybe 1. Knutson on the stop for the Mustangs. 3rd and 7 from the 30.
Stormy Knight right there saying, hey, I know you're coming in to run here, but we still got to do a run-pass option, you know, and make it look here, because if it's open for me, I'm going to hand it off. Stormy Knight right there. You know, we knew that we were going to see a 20 carry night from him. Sapo coming in as well, but Stormy Knight is one of those guys, two-way players. He's going to see 4 quarters of every minute out there for the Providence Lions.
Under 3 minutes to go now in the half. On 3rd and 7 from the Breck 30. Santos, a hand off to Knight. Trying to turn the corner, leaps one would-be tackler and gets down to the 20-yard line.
Right there for Breck. I think Muwath Muhammad was coming up in his freshman position. I got to give him credit. His closing speed was great on that one, but Stormy Knight hurdles him. He doesn't hurdle him. It ends up being 4th, but watch this athleticism by Stormy Knight. Again, look at the sprint out handoff. They're going outside tackle. Here comes Muwath. Look at that. He gets it. Probably 4th and 3 right there. Instead, he gets up the first down right there. Big play by Stormy Knight.
And Breck will use its first timeout. They marked him down at the 23 with a gain of 7, so they got just enough for the first down. And the clock stopping with 2:45 to go. Interesting first half. Some big plays and some plays were like, man, we could have done that better, right? If you're a coach, not your cleanest first half on either side.
You know, the hardest thing at halftime, John, you go in as a coach right there, is to not state the obvious. Because when you're players, you go in, we know it's bad. A lot of penalties here, a lot of fumbles, some interceptions. And, going in, first-year coach Marcus Harris, he's not a first-year coach. There's Coach Colin Ronnie on that one. Those guys, they've coached a lot of years, 4 or 5 years as head coach on one side and 1 year on the other side. You go in and you talk about what does the second half look like. And that's, I think, one of those things you go in there. The biggest mistake always is to look at teams and just say, what are we doing there? And they know it. It's been one of those, a lot of penalties that have cost both sides. A lot of turnovers right there. So those guys are going to be inspirational in there. You see Coach Harris right there. But the adjustments, and it does happen. It's just not said. You got to make some adjustments at half.
First and 10 from the 23. Throw to the end zone, or inside the 10 rather, and it's a first down inside the 5-yard line on the catch by Willingans, who has his second catch tonight. Only 2 completions for DeSantos, both to number 15.
He does a good job here. Willingans goes up. It's a little underthrown on this one. Again, right in his face. Coverage there, but there's not much you can do with that. And then, you want to say pick on the freshman on that side, but the coverage was there. Really nice play by Willingans to come back and get the play, but more importantly, it gets a stop here.
Gain of 20, first and goal from the 3. They give us to Knight. Hit. He's going to carry and get the stretching that football out. He thought he got it across the goal line. I don't think so. It's going to be second down and goal.
Stormy Knight's got to be careful in this one. I love his athleticism, love the ability for him to want the touchdown. But when you expose the ball, watch this play right here. Great blocking up front, Stormy Knight. Watch when he extends. You might see it right here. See that right there when he extends for that? That's where Langer, those guys, you go punch for that. And they fumbled last time on those drives down there, John, which cost them. So coaches are going to tell him right there, Stormy Drew's great job. Just tuck it away. Live for another day. And don't extend that ball if you can help it. And right there, Bobby Hernandez, defensive coordinator for the Mustangs, Neil Busticker over there too, a great Mustang player. They're telling him punch that ball. Go for the ball, boys. Hold them up and punch that ball.
Well, Breck has had some great football teams in the past, including a team that Chris Olm was a part of back in 2003. Played for the state championship, and that was one of the best high school teams I have ever covered for. Didn't matter that they weren't in the biggest class. They had kids that were going Division I, Liam O'Hagan, Brandon Robinson, Blake Wheeler, who's a professional hockey player now for the Winnipeg Jets, longtime NHL veteran, was a terrific high school tight end. TJ Thiel went to Air Force. Brandon Robinson went to Boston College. Liam O'Hagan, Van Dolph there with the touchdown. That was a terrific team. We'll talk more about it after this play. They give to the fullback and into the end zone. It's Jose Riley, and Providence Academy is finally on the board, and there's no flags down.
Right there, Josue Riley. Love this effort right there. And Riley, a senior linebacker, but more importantly, kind of a fullback type. He just gets the ball right there. Josue Riley. Let's go! Tucks it away. And penalties of cost, but that was error-free on that one. Behind Stormy Knight, gets the Lions right on the board.
Ryan Hutt is the kicker to try to put Providence Academy in the lead, and does. With 2 minutes to go.
There's Josue Riley right there. Linebacker, running back, senior leader for this Lions team. He punches it in. And watching it again, that offensive line just pushes. Defensively, no matter which level you are, you could have the best people in the world. When your heels are in the end zone, it's always hard. And you're fighting and scrapping and getting low. It's hard. Josue Riley, tough running back right there, putting his head down, giving Providence a 1-point lead. Watching Hutt too before the game, John, when we were walking over there, he might be good from 25, 30. And, it sounds like for high school, you want guys, wow, that 35, 45-yarder. But if you have opportunities, when they say it's good from 25, 30, it's these points. This 1 point right here could be a difference maker for them going into this third, fourth quarter.
Grant Heim, a strong leg, kicks this one off. It'll be handled at the 2-yard line. Run back and almost trying to get it to the outside, but not quite. It was Wyatt Birdsong, and he's brought down just shy of the 20. I'm going to get back to that Breck team we saw the video of right before the touchdown.
Yeah.
How much fun was it to work with those guys and now even look back and say, man, we were good, right?
You be humble and be kind is what my mom taught me. And if I wasn't humble, I'd be with you, John. I don't know if I've seen a better team, and I was fortunate to be on that side right before he cut there. I looked at a little younger and a little different looking Chris Ohm on that sideline and learned a lot from John Thiel, Brett Burgany, Brian Schauer, that staff. But, Liam O'Hagan's out there right now with that team. You mentioned guys, Brandon Robinson, first team all ACC. Look at that throw, Liam O'Hagan. He set a lot of records, and Brandon Robinson played at Boston College. You might know he's Matt Ryan, playing in the NFL with Boston College guys, but such a fun time. Looking right there. TJ Thiel playing at Naval Academy. It was just a solid bunch of guys. You talk about people.
Throw on first down and a completion and a gain of about 8 yards to Will Walker. Yeah, I think it said Thiel Air Force.
Yeah,
the wrong service
Naval Academy. I got you right there. But Blake Wheeler was a junior that year, and he we begged him, said, Blake, come out your senior year, we can go for another one. It just so happens he's NHL bound, so he probably had a good excuse for that one. But I remember the first play of the year, John, we ran a swing for a touchdown in St. Peter with Liam O'Hagan to our fourth receiver, and I looked and I happened to say something.
Walls throw incomplete here. It'll be 3rd and short.
I said something to John Thiel, and he just kind of looked at me, and I'm like, we got a special year ahead of us. And O'Hagan, who's on that sideline right now, set a lot of records that stand. And the thing we didn't know is we had 2,000-yard rushers that year too, and Dolph and Fleming. And that's the crazy part. But our hardest games, names, we played the Bolds and the Piers in that run, but boy, oh boy, that Metrodome. It's one of the things in my office still, John, is I get a picture of the Metrodome of one of the last plays, and it was just a magical season for the Mustangs. Set a lot of people up for a lot of years. They still talk about it now, and we're fortunate to have Liam O'Hagan that sideline still teaching kids here.
3rd down. It's a first down completion. Miller's in the open. Nate Miller down to the 30, trying to cut back and finally caught there after a huge pickup with just over a minute to go, and a chance for Breck perhaps to score.
Just a seam slot pass right there to Miller. He gets a nice seam throw, and you don't want the seam to be thrown deep down the field. You want it on a rope, and you want to get in his hands right away. Miller got that ball, and he's off to the races right there.
Gain of 52 yards and a first down.
Like to see him get out of bounds in that one, but that's just picky me, coach. He had a chance right there.
He's going to throw deep here into coverage, and it's picked off. Anthony Fonlander. Did he get a foot in bounds?
They're going to say incomplete.
No, didn't quite do it. 2nd down.
What an athletic play. He goes up that one. Let's watch this here. He does come down on the line, but I love the way that he goes up and gets it at the apex. Watch that. See that throw right there?
Yeah, he's out.
Toe out of bounds, but
2nd down and 10.
Beautiful play. Want that ball, if you're Lawal, to be a little bit down the field, but the safety position, you're just timing it right there. And look at the guys right there. Short passes get out of bounds here. You got plenty of time, 41 seconds.
And still 2 timeouts remaining. Lawal under some pressure now is going to run the ball inside the 30, 25-yard line. He'll go out of bounds. Gets about half, 4, close to 5 yards. Stops the clock. 33 seconds left to set up 3rd down, and it looks like 6 to go.
Passing teams practice 2 minutes, John, but what a lot of people don't know when you hear that, they practice the short pass out. The 2-minute drill is just kind of what people think, rush up to the line, let's call the play. But what you really want to practice is this. Watch the corners here. When we get that beautiful shot that the camera crew's going to do, they're playing 7 to 10 yards. Look where they're at already right now. You got 33 seconds. See how deep that they are? You got to press on the bottom here. You take advantage and watch it. They're going back. There's the
Wall's going to go deep and unable to get separation and enough yards downfield was Walker, and pretty well covered by the Lions there by Bluford.
That was great coverage on that one. That was the shot you needed if you were Coach Harris, though. You got one-on-one coverage. Walker's showing everybody right there, hey, I got held on that one, but I think it was good coverage on that one. Harris right now with 4th down. You know, you got a guy who knows the wide receiver position in Marcus Harris. You got the guy that knows the quarterback position, Liam O'Hagan. You don't always have to go down the field. Sometimes plays like this, get the first down, get up there, and give yourself another chance.
And now Providence Academy will take the timeout, make sure they've got the personnel they want on the field on a 4th down and 7. I'll make one more comment about that 2003 Breck team, because I was looking this up as I found that video today. Brandon Robinson, you mentioned, played at Boston College. Terrific wide receiver, scored a ton of touchdowns. He was a kicker, too. He scored 241 points by himself that year. And I had to look that up. I was like, that right?
That's for real. Here, you want to go further mind blow? And I can't prove this, but I think it to be true, John. He touched back every time that we played in the regular season. When we got to the playoffs, we played a really cold game out in Bold, and it wasn't a touchback. But during the regular season, every kickoff, and we had tons of them. We scored a lot of points, John. Every kickoff was in the end zone, and that was unbelievable. His points, unmatched. But I remember looking over and go, what kind of weapon when you can't start at the 20-yard line every time? Our defense would just, when we put people on the kickoff that we knew we were going to go down there, just get a run in. But what a beautiful leg. He was a soccer player most of his career. Not flag football or not touch middle school football, it was soccer. And he talked about going out for soccer. I'm like, come on, Brandon Robinson. Good choice. One of the best to walk the halls at Breck School.
4th down and 7, Mustangs, the 2022 Mustangs, trying to get points and go back in the lead here before halftime. Lawal under some pressure, throws over the middle and gets the completion. Walker with the catch. Providence Academy.
Spot's going to be crucial here.
He might be a little bit short. He did make the catch, but he's going to be, half a yard short. So a nice catch, but just a little bit short. And Providence Academy takes over on downs.
He gave him a chance. He gave him a chance. And right there, comes up a little bit short. Nice stop by the Lion defense on that one. It's the pressure in the backfield that caused that right there. We talked early in the pregame. Tara Wally, Deerberger, Wicht. These guys getting in the backfield. Looks like they're going to be comfortable with setting a knee here.
Santos will take a knee, and that is going to be the end of the first half. Not a lot of points, but it sure feels like a lot more action than the 7-6 game, right?
It does. And you look at the board, you're 7-6. That should be like 17-20. Teams who had battled right there, but.
Well, we will go to halftime with the score: Providence Academy 7, Breck 6. We'll hang on here as Allie Bosley. We're going to hear from both of our coaches here at halftime, starting with Coach Rooney in just a moment here. All right, let's go down to Allie.
Coach, without those penalties and turnovers, this score could look a little different. What are you going to say to the guys that have to address that, clean things up?
We got to address the new and creative ways. We're finding ways to shoot ourselves in the foot. I mean, it's a penalty or a fumble or a punt return off the face mask. I mean, it's kind of curious to see what they do next. But we're controlling up front, defensively and offensively. We're controlling the line of scrimmage. Start from that. Clean things up. Like I told you guys before, a young team, they just find these odd ways to stall ourselves out. They haven't really stopped us. So I think if we just focus a little bit and bear down, I think we'll be all right.
You guys found a little bit of momentum here late in the second half. You're up 7-6. What do you want to do? I mean, Stormy's putting in miles, right, out on that field, but what do you guys want to do to really get that offense going? I know cleaning things up will help.
We got to be more. We got to have a little more variety. I mean, we're running inside, but there's got to be more to it than that. I think we got to mix in some pass a little bit. I'd like to and protect, but that will really open up the middle if we can attack the outside. So it's nice to be able to run in between the tackles, but you can't live on that. You got to be able to do some other stuff too.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Guys.
All right, thanks to Colin Rooney. We'll hear from Marcus Harris before the start of the second half. Homecoming tonight at Providence Academy. Our score, the Providence Academy Lions 7, the Breck Mustangs 6. More prep football on CCX right after this.
As a scientist, I know by the time she takes her first breath, 9 billion more tons of carbon pollution will be in the air. When she takes her first steps, wildfires will have burned millions more acres she could have explored. By the time a child born today goes to college, it may be too late to leave them the world we promised. Our window to act on climate change is like watching them grow up. We blink and we miss it.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. High blood pressure silently affects millions of Americans. Staying on top of your blood pressure is as simple as these 4 easy steps. Self-monitoring is power. Visit manageyourbp.org to learn more.
I am so glad you ladies are here. You each have your own rooms.
Thank you.
Is it okay to call you Mom?
Of course you can.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
We had dance team, a little bit of drum line now at halftime here. Providence Academy with the Lions leading the Breck Mustangs 7-6. Homecoming night, a beautiful Friday evening in September here in Plymouth. Chris Holm with an interesting first half. Let's look at some of the highlights that we had in the first 24 minutes of play. Breck getting a good run right off the bat. Cadieux going for 32 yards, the longest running play of the half. for the Mustangs. But then the ball turned over on the pass is intercepted by Jarory Purnell. One Breck turnover in the first half for Providence Academy. They turn the ball over. A fumble here that's recovered by Breck, and they turn that into points. Great throw. Ball hits Miller in the end zone. And the pass, 6 yards, extra point field, and it was 6-0. Stormy night. Plenty of running in the first half for the senior running back. Goes for 98 yards on 13 carries. Second quarter, they go for it on 4th down. Stop. Would have been stopped anyway, but they fumbled the ball as well. Breck recovering. And then another turnover. 3 first half turnovers for Providence Academy there in the first half. And almost had a 4th on a punt. Lawal under pressure here. He fumbles the ball. Breck able to recover, but that really backed them up, Chris. They had to punt from their own end zone. Providence Academy gets a short field. And then on the last drive, Breck trying to get points. A long completion going from Lawal to Nate Miller on his 3rd catch of the first half, but unable to score. And there's a look at the numbers. Providence Academy with the edge in total yards, 157 to 103, and exactly double on the first downs. Penalties really a killer, especially on that Providence Academy side. We talked about each of those 5 penalties were huge.
Yeah, you're looking at the penalty yards too, 5 for 56. I mean, that's the big one, and it wasn't the penalties that just push you back or a 5-yarder. It was deep, and it caused your whole scheme to change when you're doing the offense. But 3 turnovers, 5 penalties. Like Coach Rooney said, I mean, it's obvious they're coming up with ways to hurt themselves, and coming out of this right now, it's going to be an interesting time for both teams here to see who's going to be penalty free and who's going to be turnover free on this one.
Take a break, come back, more of our halftime, and then the second half of play. Breck Providence Academy football continues on CCX.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How is it? Is it good?
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
My kids put skis on as they were learning to walk. I want my kids to be able to have those moments with their kids. being a scientist. I'm worried about climate change in so many different ways for my kids. From the second you have a child, you want to do everything to protect them. I think our action on climate change is no different. It's just an extension of being a mom.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out Chic and STEM to get started.
Can I get the now bar, please? $1. Have a good one. Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
526
I'm a first-generation Filipino American.
You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that it's its own unique space too.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. As veterans, we can tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. But you've never been interested in easy. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Have you ever seen somebody treated unfairly because of the color of their skin?
Do you guys know what it means to have white privilege?
What is racism and what do you think about it?
Talk to young children about what racism is, giving them the language to understand it. They can be disruptors. They can shape and shift culture.
We may not always know the answer, but we'll try and help you learn.
You don't have to have all the answers, but that doesn't mean we can't start.
7-6, Providence Academy leads Breck. Back to the field we go. Allie Mosley with Marcus Harris.
Coach, despite penalties and despite being down one at half, there were some really good glimpses of defense in that first half. What did you see on both sides of the ball that you want to carry into the second?
Love the effort of the defense. They're carrying that over from last week, as we talked earlier. Love it. A few more people have to come along. There's a few kids having a little more fun than everyone else, so we need all 11. And then offensively, we just missed a few plays that would have been huge. So I tell the kids all the time, you get one chance at some of these things. So we're going to have to tighten up the offense, but hopefully the defense could sustain their effort.
What adjustments were addressed here at half to try to get that offense rolling? Because this looks like it's kind of going to be a low-scoring game, but you got to put points on the board.
You have to. And we talked about earlier, if our defense could hold them a couple times, then we need to be putting it in. So the defense has done plenty. They need to keep it up. And then we talked to the quarterback about a deep breath and relax. I mean, he's getting a lot of pressure, so the line's going to have to step up a little bit. They're good, right? So we knew that. So he just has to take a deep breath and put it on some people. What
do you think between these two teams, the final plays of this game are going to come down to for who walks away with the victory?
I think it's just going to come down to the execution. You know, they're physical. just like we knew. And, they might try to sneak a couple passes in there, but it's going to come down to execution and staying clean. Too many penalties also.
We thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Guys.
All right. Thank you to both coaches for taking some time with us. Chris, there's still time. You can run to the grill and get us a couple burgers there at halftime.
I'm gone. 4:43 and counting. See ya.
7-6. Lions up by 1 on the Mustangs. Back with the second half on CCX after this.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
As a scientist, I know by the time she takes her first breath, 9 billion more tons of carbon pollution will be in the air. When she takes her first steps, wildfires will have burned millions more acres she could have explored. By the time a child born today goes to college, it may be too late to leave them the world we promised. Our window to act on climate change is like watching them grow up. We blink and we miss it.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
I'm a first-generation Filipino American. You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that it's its own unique space too.
What do an aerospace engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at shecanstem.com.
My father instilled in me the commitment to hard work. He came to this country from Michoacan as a farm worker. My mother and my father had COVID early on. In order to stay safe and be around our players and my family, I took the vaccine. An hour after I got a workout in, I may not be anybody in this world, but when people have an interaction with me, I provide my best. Maya is 5 years old. We coach her. Others are important. Believe in health, in loving other people. That's what we do.
Can I get the now bar, please? $1. Have a good one. Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure.
$1.
Appreciate you.
You got it. Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
I was forgetting my responsibilities at work.
I told Mom we should visit a doctor.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support as a family. I've never felt more connected with Mom.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. As veterans, we can tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. But you've never been interested in easy. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Ready for the start of the second half. Providence Academy in the navy and gold, leading Breck 7-6. Breck will get the ball first. Chris, to start the second half.
Yeah, we'll see here. You know, Coach Harris talked about execution. I think both coaches, probably the message going in there would be execution, but we'll see here where it comes out to now. You see Wazir Lawal right there. You know, had opportunities there, but they started getting in the backfield. Tarawali and company, you know, they started to cause a little disruption here, but where Breck came out and I think surprised not only everybody here, surprised me most definitely was getting the ball to Cadu with two big runs in those first couple series. So we'll see if it ends up being like that right now, but Mustangs will get the ball here. Very capable kickoff person. We saw Hein do a beautiful job kicking off last time. Good leg here.
Grant High with his leg into the ball, and it will be returnable, but inside the 5, fumbled, finally picked up, returned out past the 15, but that is it by White Birdsong. So Breck inside its own 20 to start this drive, trailing by 1 in the third quarter.
Little adjustments need to be made here. I'm guessing that the short pass here, a lot of the passing that ended up happening, it got the defensive line in the backfield. I think you're the Providence Academy. You want to bring the pressure here. You know, make Breck get uncomfortable early. And we'll see if they go to the short passes. You always coming out of that first and third quarters. If you're a coach, you want to put the ball in their hands, make it an easy pass. See right there, slot receivers uncovered here. Let's see what they do here to start the second half.
The wall with Miller on motion. They will pitch the ball. And a first down run, and only a gain of a few yards for Cadu at 39 yards rushing in the first half, 32 on one play.
So hard as a running back here. You see Cadu with that left cast on there. And I know it's the little things, but you know, not able to transfer the ball, not able to stiff arm. You can see Cadu right there playing tough with that cast. And he's got some big runs, and even that run here tonight, most of that times naturally for running backs, he switches the ball. If he's going left, to put it in the left hand, but he has to keep it right. A lot of running back coaches now, they just like don't shift the ball. Just, you know, get upfield as fast as you can, but there's always that issue with that cast.
On second down and 7, the wall, and it's intercepted. Picked off, a turnover for Breck. And an interception for Colin Sappo.
Sappo right there in the coverage. Great job. Looked to be the ball delivered by Lawal coming out and rolling. The pressure was right there, but Sappo, he just steps in. Watch right here. Cadu tries to get a block, but Sappo was just right there. That's one of those plays, John, when you're going outside, you really don't see that second receiver. The primary guy right there, Nate Miller. And he thought Lawal is like, I got a guy right there, but Sappo right there. One of those sophomores, 4 of them right there, John, that said was starting for the Lions. Coming back, getting some serious playing minutes there for the Lions.
See, this turns into points, and Knight just got tripped up. I think that was going to be a touchdown.
It just
it is. He picked up about 5.
That first half, they attacked outside tackle. And maybe their adjustments now are to see if they can get those linebackers and those DNs to take one step out. Knight right there, a little wobbly. But I think you're going to see us start attacking up the middle here with Stormy Knight. Just trying to wear out that front interior for the Mustangs and make that third and fourth quarter just grind out here. We're looking at Knight here a little bit here. I think that he just kind of, when he tripped, dinged up a little bit.
He's over 100 yards rushing in the game. And he'll get the carry again on second down. Again goes down almost immediately. Or, it seems like he got tripped up.
I think they're going to sub him out here. Something just kind of giving out. That's twice now, no contact where he's gone down, where his legs have just kind of given out underneath him. Stormy Knight coming out there.
It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
You never want to speculate, but just 2 plays where the first play was just kind of a tap and down, and that one nobody touched him and went down. Legs given out here. You got Sappo, who's done a nice job filling in for him here tonight.
Sappo led the interception now with the carry on 3rd down, trying to make a sidestep move. Got a little bit inside of Hank Langer, but then there are a lot of white jerseys waiting for him. And it's going to be 4th down, so Breck's defense coming up big here. It's going to be 4th down and close to 6 to go. Probably a loss of about half a yard there for Sappo.
Well, they're bringing in Toma right now, too. So they bring in the running quarterback here. You see Dos Santos coming out. Stormy Knight, will still see what the situation with him on the sideline is. But, again, Coach,
they're going to go for a field goal
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make Breck have to get a touchdown to go back in the lead. Ryan Hutt is their field goal / extra point guy. Kick is long enough, and it is up and it's through. So Breck turnover turns into 3 points for Providence Academy, and the Lions go up 10-6.
Well, big points right there. We talked about the capability of him, but 25 looks pretty solid. And again, that was a solid kick right there, putting it in through Hutt. Ryan Hutt, the senior kicker. Tall drink of water as well. He was walking in. Watch the strength. There's a great job by the placeholder on that one. If the holder was Willinghans on that one. We see him pick the ball up. Always the interaction from snapper to placeholder to kick. High school is so underrated. You got to practice. And Willinghans on that one doing a nice job allowing Hutt to kick it through.
Yeah, that snap was a little bit off. And Willinghans got it down for his kicker.
Well, how often do you see it, John, especially in high school? College, not so much. Pros, not so much. But, it makes the kicker stop, and then they shank it one way, left or right, or it comes up short. And he still kicked it through straight on that one. So, nice job by the Lions.
Time with the kickoff. And this is, got the return guy into the end zone. And once you get into the end zone, you can't return it in high school ball. And so Walker, instead of momentum, kind of carry him back a couple of yards, Chris. Otherwise, the kicker brought it forward.
Yeah.
Providence Academy with a good kick. Get 3 points early here in the third quarter. 10-6. And Breck will take over after 20.
Stormy getting a little tailoring job right there by the assistant coach. He was coming out the sideline. pulling up his pants right there, but tucking it in.
Lawal, he's going to pitch it. Trying to gain the edge and only getting about a yard as Cadu. Well pursued and tracked down by Providence Academy. Gain of just 1.
Providence picking up the pace a little bit on defense here. They're getting to the ball a little faster than we saw in that first quarter, definitely. Maybe even that second quarter right there. Cadu on that outside. We saw 2 dark jerseys, if not 3 right there. And again, the ability for Cadu to not have that other hand. I know it's the little things, but he's running tough. Those are the type of things you might get an extra yard or 2. Comes up with about a 1-yard play on that.
2nd down and 9. Throw, completion to Miller, immediately tackled by Sapo. Gain to the 25. It'll be 3rd and 5 on a pickup of 4.
That's the play that Coach Harris wants to complete right there. Sapo, nice coverage on that one. The inside stop slot right there to Miller. You're asking the quarterback to make a pretty easy pass. You know, Lawal has good size to him and a good arm. And if he can get that pass for 5 yards, that's as good as a run for the Mustangs. But they need that on a 1st down scenario and not a 2nd or 3rd. That's what they're going to be looking at here.
3rd and 5. Lawal looking right, throws to the sideline, incomplete. Right at the 1st down sticks, intended for Miller. Sapo on the coverage. Helps to break it up, and it's 4th down and 3 and out here for Breck.
We talked about that 5-yard deep out, and that's a ball that they practice daily. You can tell on that one. You know, you snap it to Lawal, it's a 1-step turn, and when you see one-on-one coverage on that one, you want to deliver the ball out of bounds. It's a stick route, so you want to get the 1st down. Beautiful coverage on that one by the Lions, forcing the punt here.
Bluford will go back to receive the punt from Lawal. His 3rd punt of the game. Just got it away. Got a good kick. Will go out of bounds, and Providence Academy will start this drive and right around their 40-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it at the Lions 39.
The biggest mystery in sports, John, right there. I always say it when I'm doing broadcast, radio, TV, the out of bounds kick and where the white hat places it. So I say I have zero idea. Geometry, okay, sounds good. He puts his hand up and that guy right there, he puts it down. The biggest mystery in sport. I've never, ever figured that angle thing out. All my years of coaching, playing, somebody's got to explain that to me. But there it is right there. Beautiful spot on the play.
36-yard punt with no return. The Providence Academy 2nd drive here of the 3rd quarter. 7 minutes to play here in the 3rd with the Lions up 10-6. The handoff on 1st down. It's Riley who had the touchdown run in the 1st half, getting the call here and picks up 6 yards out to the 45-yard line. Just a 2nd carry for Jose Riley tonight.
Well, when we see Jose Riley and now, coming in here, splitting time with Sapo, makes me wonder a little bit if Stormy Knight, if something's going on a little bit there. But DeSantis now having his 3rd running back in there with Riley, who did get that touchdown, but different type of running back, right? A little bruiser on this one. 3 yards coming hard straight at you.
On 2nd down and 4. Give it to Riley again, and he'll burst through. He's got 1st down. Still going and down to the 41-yard line of Breck. Gain of 14 and a 1st down for the Lions.
Well, this is a different type of runner here than the 2 that we've seen. We've seen Stormy Knight. We've seen Colin Sapo. 2 guys that kind of hit the hole, make moves. Not so much here. Jose Riley puts his head down. Watch him go right over the top. I think it was Nate Miller in this one. Boom. The first guy through. Not sure who that was, but different type of running back. And you see two running backs ahead of you if you're the linebackers, Hank Langer and company, and now you see this. You got to get low. He's going to go right over the top of you and get extra yards.
This time they'll throw on 1st down, broken up by Miller at the line of scrimmage. This is the 4th pass attempt of the night. for DeSantos and Providence Academy.
That's that pass that Coach Harris was talking about. He said they still can pass. You know, watch, it's the gamble here. Good coverage on that one again, but just a quick slant. Lions right there trying to get the Mustangs to bite on that. You know, you see those 3 linebackers, and right now, I mean, they are 1 yard, 2 yards max off that line. If they get that pass, that's a big play.
And off to Riley, and he is grabbed and thrown back. Initial coverage by Dylan Lupke, and then he had help to finish off Riley. It'll be a gain of just 2 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 8 as Sapo replaces Riley in the backfield.
Lupke right there getting in that backfield. You know, two good football players meeting at the line of scrimmage right there, Riley and Lupke. Lupke wrapping up. One of those leaders on the defensive line for the Mustangs there, making a nice play.
On 3rd down with Poston in motion, now stops. And DeSantos looking left. He'll throw over the middle. Ball is tipped and incomplete. Like Muhammad got a hand on it. And it'll be 4th down here. And looks like the Lions will punt.
Looks like they'll punt here. Right here, the Mustangs bring some pressure. You know, it's going to be a situation where they're going to get it off here. Momentum, penalties, turnovers been the name of the game here tonight. Both teams playing midfield. We're still looking at a 10-6 game.
Heim, the punter. A little bit of a rush. It's a high kickoff. Terribly deep. And again, we'll take a Breck bounce and down by Bergholt at the 25-yard line.
You know, Breck coming out here. We've seen some spread. They've tried to get the ball going with Cadu in the backfield. He's got opportunities right there. Good shot of the quarterback going in there, Lawal. But I think some of their best opportunities here, John, have been the inside slot, the seam, the little quick stop route, the hitch. Look for that to be in the mix here. It's just as good as a run if you can get a quick hitter.
1st down and 10. Lawal with the drop. Gets the pass off. It's a little sidestep move and a gain out to the 27-yard line on the first catch tonight for Cadu. He's had 6, 7 rushes actually, and this time able to pick up about 4 on the pass.
The tackle on the play, Tarawali, he read it right there and he stopped. You know, it's just as good as a screen on that one, that swing. You want to get it out. He swings it out right there. But again, passes that end up being really runs through the air, John. And you just get it into your hands of receiver. They're not looking downfield. That's what might be the success on these drives here, if they can get plays like that and get positive yards.
Lawal going to go deep this time and broken up. And a good defensive play by Purnell on the pass intended for Will Walker.
Good battle outside there with Purnell. 1-on-1 coverage with Walker. Senior receiver there for the Mustangs. One of the main targets for Lawal. He puts it out there nicely, but Purnell again, hip to hip. Purnell got us some pass interference penalties that were big penalties there, but this was a good coverage on that one. Beautiful hand up there. Heck of a throw. Everything was right about that one. And, you know, he made the pass where he needed to. Purnell was hip to hip. He turned his head. Good football play on both sides right there.
3rd and 7 for Breck from their 28-yard line. Ball back to the air. It's a throw completion, and it's going to be, it looks like it's short of the 1st down on the completion. And Miller got 6, but not 7. Well, now what do you do?
Great question. That's why we're up here and not down there. You know, it's reverse bang route on that one. It's a great route. I love it. It looks like you're going to go outside, you plan outside, and then you pivot inside. And the throw is easy, and if you can get that guy to bite on the outside, it's a good one. I think the Mustangs go for it here. You know, Lawal, like you said, John, is their punter. So if they feel like there's going to be some pressure, he can drop back and pooch it on this one. watch the positioning with Cadu. You know, Cadu's back right now where it looks like it could be a possible punt here if he backs off.
He's going to try to run it, and the spot is going to be
left
awfully
foot, right
close.
foot, left foot, right foot. It's going to be a big one. They're going to give it to him.
Wall just got a yard. That's all he needed. And a first down for Breck. Just their 5th first down of the game.
Lubke, we talked about him on defense. He was on that right side. He got the push here. I think it was Trip Belts and Lubke on that right side doing a nice job moving the chains there for that offensive line moving company. Nice job.
From the 35, fresh set of downs for the Mustangs. And they go back to Cadu, and a whole lot of Navy jerseys waiting for number 22. Riley and friends in on the stop. Be a loss of 1. That time for Breck, 2nd and 11.
Well, the mix of the run here by the Mustangs is setting up for the pass eventually down the way. Providence has sniffed it out here in the 3rd quarter here. Not a lot of run lanes to get the Mustangs going, but again, the pass, the short opportunities through the air for the Mustangs, that's what they're looking for here. The route running isn't tremendous. I mean, they've gone deep on the outside, but you're looking for those quick pops on the inside slots.
On 2nd and 11, throw and intercepted, yes. It popped up in the air for a moment, but then right back into the arms of J.P. Nelson. Another of the sophomores for Providence Academy, and comes up with the interception near midfield.
Yeah, just an outside route. It's a skinny post on that one. He fires it to that 2nd level. It's right into his hands. Lawal gets that ball down. Watch the throw. He sets nicely. It just sails just enough. I mean, that's one of those things that he catches that ball off to the races. He misses the ball, interception. So risk reward high on that one. Great job by Providence to come up with the interception on that play.
3rd interception for Providence Academy. They've got the ball in Breck territory at the Mustangs 48. Santos. Stormy Knights back into the ball game, and he'll gain 3 yards here. Tackled by Miller and Lubke. 2nd and 7.
Question is now, who's going to outlast who in this 4th quarter? Stormy Knight coming back out. Sappo coming in. Sappo goes out eventually. Who do you got? Riley going in. So they got a nice contingency of offensive fresh legs going in here to the 4th quarter, whereas Breck, a lot of two-way players. So we'll see where this, the proverbial conditioning in that 4th quarter ends up for these two teams.
A minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Providence Academy with the only points here of the 3rd on a field goal. And Colin Rooney calls timeout. Too long. Santos was looking. The play clock was winding down. A little confusion. Let's just call a timeout. I don't think Coach Rooney wanted to take a timeout based on his body language there, but we'll get it all settled down. As I mentioned, the 2nd half of the regular season starting tonight. Breck coming in at 1-3. Providence Academy 2-2. We'll wind down toward playoffs in a couple of weeks. Breck will be home against St. Agnes next Friday night. Providence Academy will be at Concordia Academy next Friday. And each team will finish up regular season on Wednesday, October 19th, and the playoffs starting the next week. Upcoming on CCX, a couple of soccer doubleheaders for you from the Northwest Suburban Conference on Tuesday and Thursday. Osseo at Anoka from Goodrich Field on Tuesday, and then Blaine at Park Center on Thursday. Should be a good one in high school football next Friday night on CCX. Maple Grove and Wayzata, two of the better 6A programs around. Maple Grove ranked number 1 in 6A, and a couple of polls right now. And then the following Tuesday, Osseo Cooper High School Volleyball, all live on CCX. Out of the timeout, a 2nd down run. It's Sampo carrying the ball inside the Breck 40-yard line. It'll set up 3rd down and short, 2 yards to go. Gain of 5.
This is as much substitution as we've seen in all the game here for Coach Rooney. You know, the running backs, you know, Knight now, who we thought, okay, this is going to take the bulk here, splitting some time here with Sapo, and then you mix a little bit of Riley in there, and then you got DeSantos and Toma splitting some time.
Well, give it to Knight. Ran into his fullback, Riley, but they ain't able to take the Breck tackler 5-6 yards with him and get the first down.
Will Knutson on that one. Boy, Knutson gets him down right away. It's a big play, but Stormy Knight takes him for the first down.
6-yard gain, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Take a timeout. We'll come back with the fourth quarter play. Lions lead the Mustangs on CCX 10-6.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
We head to the fourth quarter of Providence Academy ahead of Breck, 10-6. Twin City Blue District football. John Jacobson, Chris Ohm, Allie Mosley with you tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in for our coverage of prep football here on CCX. Last year we did this game at Breck. It poured in the second half, especially the fourth quarter of that game. No threat of rain here tonight, so we're going to be set to go for these last 12 minutes. Knight takes the pitch, steps inside, got a first down and more, inside the 20, inside the 10, and pulled down at the 7. I think we're going to have a horse collar on top of it. Good to see Knight able to pop up. You always worry when you get a tackle like that, and the running back or the ball carrier's legs going backwards like that.
Right. Knight's such a tough runner right there. He gets outside. It'll be a 15-yard horse collar. The penalty's going to be down underneath the 5 anyway, so we're talking about a goal line situation. Well, Stormy Knight coming off that right side. You know, a dynamic running back like that, you do want to make sure that on those horse collars, those are tough. You know, you get your hand in that back, it's an instant stop. That used to not be a thing until about, I don't want to say a few years ago, but 10 or 15, somebody can correct me on that one and fact check it, but that horse collar ended up being a big deal, an automatic, 15 no matter where it's at on the takedown.
First and goal from the 3. He'll give the Knight. Spun sideways, and he gets to the 1. It'll be second down and goal.
No rush here if you're the Lions.
No.
You don't want to take your time, gather yourself, and make sure that everybody, you know, these are the things that first half, John, where they kind of shot themselves in the foot. Hank Langer spurting through there on fourth down, coming up with a big play for the Mustangs. You know, now you want to make sure that your splits are true. You see they're heel to heel right there. They're pro.
Give to Riley, to the goal line and into the end zone. Touchdown, Providence Academy. Looked like for a moment that he might have been stopped by Knutson, but Riley, good strength, able to turn sideways a little bit and clearly get into the end zone for his second touchdown of the night.
Little adjustments right there. I mean, in the first half, we saw him kind of get up to the line. I don't want to say uncomfortable. Stormy Knight fumbles, goes down, but now we see the quarterback takes his time. The splits are true. He gets up first sound. He hands that ball right off to Josue Riley with his second touchdown from that fullback type of position for him tonight. Barreling it in, getting more points on the board for the Lions.
Ryan Hutt has already got a field goal and an extra point, trying to add point number 17 up onto the board for Providence Academy, right down the middle. And so, with 10:54 to go in the ballgame, now 17-6, Providence Academy.
Watch right here, just one sound, and I think you're right. Look he gets stopped on that one, but just enough before the momentum whistle happens. Watch Riley right here. Stopped on the line. Great job of the Mustangs.
And a good job hanging on the football, too, as you could see that they were trying to pull it away. Wyatt Birdsong, number 12, trying to yank it out of there, and Riley able to hang on, gets his second touchdown, and his team up by 11. And now Breck with a lot of work to do, Chris, with under 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, and this is a position, if you're a Mustang fan, you don't want to be in. You know, not a lot of momentum in that third quarter, now fourth quarter, by moving the ball. But you don't want to panic as well. You know, you're definitely two-score game still, the situation here, with an 11-point deficit. But making sure that you just get that ball in situations where you can short passes and move the chains.
Walker on the kick return, out past the 25-yard line, out to the 27-yard line. And knocked out of bounds there by Colin Gregory. A lot of green for Breck between them and the end zone. Needing, as Chris mentioned, 2 scores here with 10:47 to play.
The strength of their offense is the pass game. Providence Academy, to their credit, has shut down the run game pretty much exclusively here in the second half against the Mustangs. So look for them to put them in positions where short passes are going to get into their receivers' hands, looking for a Nate Miller. And we have not called a freshman C.J. Roberts until that first half where there was a penalty, but
Lawal on first down will throw over the middle, gets the completion out past the 30 to the 34-yard line. And the catch made by Michael Sweeney, his first catch tonight.
Sweeney inside slot on that one. He goes downfield. It's a nice pass by Lawal. It's a dangerous pass. He's going right in the middle on that one, but putting it on Sweeney's hands on that one. Again, a situation where it's second and short, third and short is where you want to be if you're the Mustangs. Most of the game here, it's been a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, and that just is pin your ears back if you're a defensive lineman and go after Lawal, and that's been the case for him back there. Quick feet.
Yeah, they've not had enough of those. We have a little motion there, and Sweeney twitched a little bit there in the slot. They have not had enough of these 2nd and 3s all night, right?
Right. And, you know, in this one here, officials getting together, but it's going to be a motion penalty. They've been in the spots where, you know, if you're 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, then you're asking people like Wicht and Dierberger just to go, you know, and get to that quarterback. Lawal's an athlete. You know, Waziri, basketball player as well. He can move, but just doesn't have time. A lot of times we've been saying he's been throwing on his back feet. You want to get him throwing forward.
Now roll out on second down. Gets the guy coming across the middle, the catch, and out to the 37-yard line. Ball is out, but after Walker was already down, he gets his third catch of the night.
They're going to say down on the turf here, moving the chains for the Mustangs.
Got the first down.
Love the rollout. It's an arrow route. Walker's going on the inside. It's kind of gets the body there. See that arrow on the inside. We whipped him around right there. I think they were going to say his knee was down. I thought maybe the ball hit the turf, but I think knee down. The ball did come out right there, but officials right on top of it.
From the 38, you go to the ground game and pick up 3 yards out past the 40 and the 41. Langer, his first action on offense as far as getting a carry tonight.
Again, nice little 4-yard run. Mustangs showing a little life here on offense, coming down with a 2-score deficit, but going off that left side. I think the biggest thing here is there's no panic. I mean, time is your enemy, but you want to show something here. You want to get a drive. You got to get points. And right now, both the offense is clicking with their ground game and their passing attack.
Throw, and a good play by Riley, breaking up the pass intended for Langer. That's a big hit by Jose Riley.
Riley on that one doing a nice job. It's man-to-man coverage, so your corners and your safeties are downfield, and that's a clear-out route. Watch everything on the outside. See, there no receivers in the mix, so Riley's got to come out of that backfield in the swing. He does a beautiful job. Josue Riley. He gets him on that one because that was successful early on here for the Mustangs on the little swings. Shuts it down nicely.
3rd down and 6 to go for the Mustangs. Wall throwing over the middle, and it is caught near incomplete. Now, unable to hang on to it was Miller. There are a lot of Navy jerseys around him, and Nate Miller still nearly came up with that one, but it does fall incomplete, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, you can hear the Providence fans calling for the hold. Might have got away with one there, coming on the outside when the wall started coming out of the pocket. That defensive end, I'm not sure if it was wicked on that one or not, but kind of threw his arms up, and that's kind of a tell right there. Might have been Toma actually on that one, but then threw into triple coverage, and I thought Miller comes down with it on that one, so both teams there calling for something, but big 4th down here for the Mustangs.
4th down and 6. And Providence Academy will take timeout. And they had Bluford back deep, anticipating the punt. Now, of course, LaValle is the quarterback and the punter, so they have the option to do either. But I think Colin Rooney saw Breck, and looked like the Mustangs were going to go for it. He wanted to make sure his guys were in the right spot here.
Well, time ticking away. This is a go for it moment here. Coach Harris recognizes it. His offense is kind of needing some life right here. So he's going up there, and he knows on the road you're going to have to start, producing this 4th quarter. Roney, he sees that, recognizes that with the timeout. So both teams have plenty of timeouts here to work with. So nice job by the coach to kind of say, whoa, we need to get a defense here against a very capable offensive unit from the Mustangs.
Lions looking to go to 3 and 2, and Coach Rooney still saying, hey, my guys are getting held up there. You need to throw the flag in the backfield as pass rushers.
Good shot of the sideline there. Student section homecoming night here at Providence Academy. It was a fun night to play.
Good to see crowds back at high school football.
Yeah,
right?
And we were talking about that, John, and it's just fall in Minnesota. It's good to see him back. I think I've been to nearly every Friday night game or driven by some, and packed stands, faces are smiling.
4th down and 6. Breck needing a 1st down, and they get it. The completion to midfield. Pick up a 12-yard wide Birdsong. His first catch tonight.
Well, the comeback route runs to perfection. That's a great call by Marcus Harris over there, because he gets the corner to turn. That comeback route, if run perfectly, sometimes it's called a stop route, but if you get that corner to turn, you run it to the sticks. Watch what he does here on that outside. Great job below the wall. He's going by it. But see right there, that corner was off the screen, so he got him going. And then you stop and you throw that ball just past the sticks and get that 1st down. So that's the design play on that one.
From the 48-yard line, Lawal asked to throw it a little sooner than he wanted to, and the pass a little bit low and incomplete. Boy, that was a huge rush coming from Nick Toma.
The guy who's been in the backfield here now is Nick Toma, and Toma is coming, and I think almost exclusively, I was trying to see, it might have been Wick or those guys, but Toma is the one that is making Waziri Lawal right now, run and run uncomfortably. So he's not able to set, when he's outside on his sprint out, he's actually not set on the throws. He's been not set in this 3rd and 4th quarter here. And you're not going to see a lot of tackles maybe from Nick Toma, but definitely a difference maker here from that defensive line position.
Breck uses a timeout here. He faces 2nd down and 10 with just over 8 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. And the Mustangs down by 11 as Coach Harris brings his offense over.
Some games coming up here for the Mustangs. Agnes, who took the W last week against Providence Academy in a wet game. Coach said Agnes really played physical, out-physicaled them in every aspect. So, again, another physical game coming up here for the Mustangs. And you got Henry and Richfield, 2 games leading up into MEA weekend, Wednesday games.
We'll look at Providence Academy's schedule. Concordia Academy next week. And back home here against St. Croix Lutheran, then SMB on the 19th. Team that beat Park Center earlier today over at Park Center.
And you're looking at that, Concordia getting some top 10 looks on some rankings, and then traditional powers in the last decade. St. Croix Lutheran, Carl Lemke coach teams. Boy, they run that veer option. They used to just dominate that one for a good decade there. And SMB, of course, names like Suggs and company. So tough games, tough roads ahead there for both teams.
2nd down and 10. Wall throw and incomplete. His intended receiver was Walker, but couldn't get it to him. 30 pass attempts tonight. I mentioned in the first half that he's averaging over 30 throws a week, and he's right on that pace again at 30 right now.
3rd down here. If I'm a betting man, what Coach Harris is telling his quarterback Lowell there is you don't have to get it all first down in the air. Get a completion here. You never know. Springs it for 5, might be 15. So, and that's what a coach gets in their ear. It's not to demean anything. It's to make a good point. So I would be surprised here if this is a deep throw.
Wall flushed out of the pocket, and down he goes. James Wicht with the sack. They have been near him a lot tonight, and they finally get the sack. Lots of 10.
Well, 8 minutes and now in the 750s here. You're 4th and long. I think you got to go for it if you're Coach Harris. It's a great job. And with deep passes, see, he's looking right there. It's a jailbreak right there. Who's in the backfield there again? Number 9, Nick Toma. Wicked in there.
Actually, a loss of 13, so it's 4th down for Breck. They're back at their 39. And here we go, and they're punting away.
A pooch kick there.
Bluford fumbles the ball, but got back on top of it. He's had trouble with a couple of punt returns and got them both back.
Boy, that would have been a big turnover for the Mustangs in a situation here where it's 4th and long. I mean, you don't get it on that one, and it's staring at another score, but you punt it away and hope for something like that where the ball gets to the turf. Beautiful shots there at Providence Academy. And great angles here tonight. You're going to see a dose of stormy night, but I tell you, if I'm Providence, Josue Riley, I get that ball and I just give it to him and say, let's run this clock down and fullback it.
Right now, Knight the only back. DeSantos will hand it to him. He'll cut it up inside and pick up 5 yards out to the 35-yard line. 20 carries tonight for Knight. Goes again at 140 yards rushing. Came into play tonight, averaging 6 yards a carry. He's over that tonight. 5 touchdowns on the season, although none tonight. Riley has both TDs for the Knights. That clock keeps running now inside of 7 minutes to go. And this is what Providence offense can do, right? They don't throw the ball a lot. They can run the ball fairly well against a lot of teams, and just chews up the clock when you're up 11 points. All the better, right? Cadu on the tackle there.
They're putting trips on one side and single on the other one, and Breck, rightfully so, is not honoring it. I mean, they know the run is coming here, so they're putting 7 guys, 4 down linemen, three standers right on the field, and they're saying, we know you're running the ball here. Time's ticking. They got 2 timeouts left. They may want to consider burning 1 here just to stop the clock, to punt, just a momentum change.
if they can get the stop here on 3rd down and 4. Sapo now in the backfield. And they are going to throw. They want to throw, and down goes to Santos. A sack, the first of the night for Breck. Dylan Lubke with the tackle for loss back inside the 30.
Coming in, you could second guess that, but not a passing team, right? And it's not there on the jump. Great coverage on that one. The clock is still ticking here, which is the enemy for the Mustangs, but great play call on that one, getting into the backfield.
Heim with his 3rd punt coming up. His best kick of the night. Will be knocked down there by Providence Academy at the 32-yard line. And Breck still down by 11, and now we're just over 5 minutes to go.
Well, it's 2 touchdowns is what is needed here. So, no matter if it's a score and a miss or make, you need 2 touchdowns if you're a Mustang fan. Again, you probably got a 2-minute field with 5 minutes left because you do need those 2 touchdowns. It's not a field goal opportunity. So look for the Mustangs here to press. But you're going to want them also. Again, the short passes inside has been there and has got big gainers for him. So it doesn't have to all be given on the outside in one big throw.
Wall throw over the middle and almost intercepted. And I think it would have been a clean pick, but falling down was Fanlander.
Yeah, I think he slipped twice on this one. The Wall just kind of throwing it up for dear life right there. There's your first slip and a dive.
Yeah, if he doesn't slip on that first one, that's definitely an interception. He almost had one in the first half. You remember he picked that ball by the sideline in the first half, but couldn't get a foot down. So Fanlander's been close twice, but unable to come down with one. 2nd and 10.
Short passes here for the Mustangs. Get the ball in your hands, your receivers.
A side pass for Miller, just over his head. Mustangs hoping for a pass interference flag there, none coming. 3rd and 10.
The thing too, when I think about this as a coach, the pass interference isn't the spot foul. So sometimes those deep passes that are 20, 15, 20, 25 yards down the field, even if you get it, it ends up being a short penalty. It does become a 1st down, but you're asking your high school receiver to run another 25-yard route, and then he's got to jog back, and the tired factor becomes an issue. You do this long enough, you think about short pass, get it in his hands, get him down the field, and that's where you don't want to panic here. You want to make sure that you get it in their hands.
3rd and 10. The Wall's pass is broken up and incomplete. There's Fonlander on the coverage again. 4th down.
2 deep. We got a corner in front. The corner is generally a good option. 2 times now Miller has gone in there. You can see Coach Harris is telling him right now, this triple coverage right there. We got to get the ball into the hands of the receiver. With 4th down, now we're talking game scenarios here. You get a stop here, could be the ball game.
4th and 10. Breck at their 33. Lawal with the drop, has time to throw, gets a completion, and it's out to the 45-yard line on the catch by Walker. And they get 12 yards.
Good pass, good clean route right there. Comes underneath. He's got the seam fly, and Walker slips underneath that one. It's a great ball. Throws it in there for the 1st down. If you're a Mustang fan, you keep that feel going. That pass is a 10, 11-yard pass, not the bomb down the field. Get it into your athlete's hands. Wall in the strike on that one. Look where you got 4 deep corners right there. Pop the ball right now.
45-yard line. The Wall will throw. Tipped and incomplete. Sample on the coverage. The intended receiver, Birdsong. It's 2nd down and 10.
used to practice with the likes of Liam O'Hagan or these other quarterbacks that have strong arms like Lawal. It's okay to throw that hitch. And throw the hitch to the outside, the short field, which would be right on the Mustang side, the high side on the viewing area if you're at home. You know, it might be a 3-yard pass. That 3 yards could become 6. Get out of bounds, stop the clock. Look on top right there. See how much they're giving him right there? You take that.
2nd and 10. Ball over the middle and through the hands of Nate Miller. Boy, that was a catchable ball, and he knew it. Inside the Providence Academy 35-yard line. Incomplete.
And Miller knew it too. I think that's put. It's a good angle right there. Beautiful shot. Oh, man, right through his hands. Miller knew it right there. That's just a little exhaustion right there. Coach Harris tapping him on his head. You know, you got that one 9 times out of 10, and that happened to be that one time right there for Miller. You can see it right in his eyes.
3rd and 10 from the 45 with 4:13 to play. Ball over the middle and incomplete. Broken up. Fonlander with a nice hit, but not early, and knocking it clean from C.J. Roberts. It's 4th down.
Roberts getting a call we had early on in the game, and I haven't heard his name since. Coming up in the post on that one. Ball's in his hands. Good defensive play by the Lions to get that ball to turf. Another 4th down here for the Mustangs in a must-need situation for them.
Well, they converted 4th down a few plays ago. Here's another one. 4th down and 10 from the 45. The wall going deep, and it's intercepted. And guess who's got his pick now? Anthony Fonlander. Had another really nice series. He had a break up on that last one. Almost had an interception a few plays ago. And now Fonlander, the junior, gets his pick.
Gets it upside. He's had his hand in a lot of these plays. Fonlander playing the free safety role right there perfectly. Man-to-man on the outside. He comes up, steps right in. And more than gives an opportunity right now for the Lions and that mascot right there on homecoming night to come back. Looking like in the driver's seat right now if you're a Lions fan.
Providence Academy, 4:02 away from going to 3-2 on the season. Knight the back with DeSantos at quarterback. A throw on 1st down and a completion out to the 35-yard line. I like that play call. You know, you're like, what are you doing throwing the ball? All you got to do is run off the clock. But as you mentioned, what the defense is showing, they got 7 guys right up on the line, not expecting any kind of a pass.
Totally.
Now gets the catch there.
Totally agree with you. A hitch is as good as a run on any time if you're giving it on that one. It's an easy throw for the quarterback. It's a no-step turn and just fire it out. Don't even have to fake the ball. You know, the fake isn't going to do you anything in this situation. It's one-on-one coverage. It's still there right now, but they'll most likely give the ball to their sure-handed Stormy Knight here.
And they do on 2nd down and 6. Knight will get out past the 35. Step forward to the 36-yard line. Gain of 2, setting up 3rd down and 4. And that clock winding down to 3 minutes to play.
Bringing in their bruiser now. 2-touchdown night, Josue Riley. So we see Riley in the we saw some traditional eye here, which we didn't see out of the Lions for most game, putting Riley at the fullback position and Sapo dotting the eye. A lot of guys coming in and out here.
Play clock down to 5 seconds.
They get it off here.
And they're not going to. Coach Rooney takes the timeout for that snap. Another first down or 2 first downs certainly would end this one. Breck does have 2 timeouts remaining.
It looked like they were trying to get the outside edge on this one. You know, they'll go out of the eye on this one. You got 3rd and 3 here, a long 3. Like the idea going outside. You know, the Mustangs are very aggressive, 7 strong from tackle to tackle. I think you still stick with it if you're the Lions. The ball in Sapo's hands. See if he can make a cut and a move. If he can make a cut and a move right here, they might be in an opportunity where they can just run forward, and then you got to force those 2 timeouts left by the Mustangs here. Big 3rd down play. I mean, if they can get in the backfield, you want to stop that clock, 4th down, then you force the punt. Then anything could happen. But game's riding right here on this 3rd and 3.
Riley and Sapo will come into the backfield. Riley, the fullback, behind DeSantos. You know, 5 or 28's getting the ball. And it's 28. Sapo will get to the 40-yard line. Looks like where they're marking him, it's going to be just shy of the first down, though.
Well,
a good half a yard.
Here you go. I mean,
you got to go for it.
You got to go for it.
And the game.
I mean, anything could happen on a punt or anything like that, but 25 seconds, you run that thing down. No split. Riley's been the bruiser for him, but I would just give it to DeSantos too and just let him go and see what you can get behind that offensive line here. 4th down, hard snap, you never know. Everything's in play here.
Breck really crowding the line of scrimmage here. Providence trying to draw Breck off, and now the Lions will use their final timeout here with 1:31 to go. In what has been, for 17-6, a quite lengthy game.
It did.
So a lot of penalties and timeouts. Of course, when you have one team that throws the ball close to 40 times, that's going to stop the clock too.
Change it up. That first half went nicely as far as a football fan goes, 7-6. And next thing you know, a lot of incomplete passes, a lot of time not being taken off the clock.
Well, Coach Rooney thought he had a timeout. They may not have had a timeout there. It was not.
I was wondering here.
What had happened? Yeah, I was looking at the scoreboard, relying on that, and not doing my own math on that, and so
the scoreboard didn't help them out and get the penalty.
Get some home cooking on that.
Yeah.
So they have to take the penalty, and they'll punt it away here.
Kind of just nonchalantly got the 5-yard penalty on that one.
Hine gets it away.
Oh, flag on the play.
Ran into the kicker. He'll be down at the 31.
Penalty marker on the play.
It's going to be the 5-yard penalty, which is still not going to give you enough for the first down. So you can go back and try that 4th and short, or you can just give Breck the football here. I think I would just take what you've gotten here.
Right.
Yeah, definitely contact there by Will Knutson.
Such a weird angle, too. You're right. Contact doesn't matter how it looks. I think Providence is just going to try to go and cinch the deal here. I mean, you're right, though. Sometimes the weirdest things happen, and those are the stories that you don't want to be a part of if you're on the other end of it, because it could be a fumble and they scoop and score and then an onside kick. But
so they're going to take the penalty and kick it again. Okay.
And here, you know, like,
unless they go to the up back.
Right, who's Riley?
Right. And they do. The direct snap. There we go. And Riley will get the first down and pretty much end this one. And still going and finally into Breck territory and picks up 13.
That'll be the ball game. But you and I had the same idea, John. We're like, we saw Riley. Everything was tight. just snap it to that guy right there. Is a 2-touchdown night for Riley and getting a first down and cinching the deal in homecoming night here for Providence Academy.
Clock running with a minute to go. A couple of kneel downs, and that'll be it.
Well, the first half was martyred by penalties and a lot of turnovers. And here it just has been a return of events, and Providence controlling the ball here for the third and fourth quarters.
Santos with the kneel down. Providence Academy will get a homecoming win here tonight. They were their own worst enemy early, Chris, but I thought they played a very good second half. Controlled the ball, did not turn it over, did not allow Breck to get anything going offensively.
Yeah, five penalties for 56 yards, I think, in the first 3 turnovers, and it's a nightmare if you're a team like that. And turn around and get the big W here for homecoming, and right behind Stormy Knight running there on a good night. And had a better played second half. They got points on the board there for Providence.
Providence Academy with the win, going to 3-2 now in the season. Breck season record drops to 1-4. Allie Mosley will be talking to a couple of the Breck players in a few moments. You got to like what you see from Breck and the running game. And you got not only Knight, but you got Riley, you got Sappo you can bring in. You got some big guys on the line, offensive and defensive lines, that they could be a tough matchup for somebody here late in the season or into the postseason, I think.
And you know, Providence Academy's running game, we thought Knight was going to be the guy. Sappo came out and really spelled him nicely tonight. And I got to say that he looked good. Riley came in there and he gave it a different effect. You know, it's like going from a Barry Sanders to a Mike Allstott. You know, you're seeing 2 guys shifting around, and then you're seeing one guy that's just straight going at it and trying to run him over. But that front defensive line too, we thought we were going to see a big surge from the Providence Academy, but you know, Breck stuck there and hung with them as well as they could there. But it's too much right there for the Stormy Knight-led rush attack from Providence Academy Alliance.
And you mentioned Sappo helping out in the running game. He also had an interception, one of 4 interceptions that Providence defense turned in on the night. Allie Mosley has got a couple of Lions with her, and we're going to go down to her right now.
Gerori, a big defensive effort tonight. I know you play on both sides of the ball, but let's talk defense. 4 interceptions for your team. You had one of them. What was just working so well for this D tonight?
I mean, we prepared for this all week. Coach Lacombe, greatest coach of all time. This is my 2nd year of football, and he made me to who I am. So I give all the credit to Coach Lacombe.
First quarter interception for you. About the Breck 15-yard line. Walk us through that one.
Oh, the first interception, I knew they was going to throw it deep all game. I just rolled the dice, seen in the air, and went for it.
What about, tonight's performance? You guys are halfway through the regular season now. What about this win here tonight do you want to carry into this second half of the season?
Oh, this was the win over the hump. We needed this real bad. I think from here we got the green light to, go as far as we can, and I think this is a very special team.
You guys definitely showed that tonight. Congrats, Gerori. We're going to bring in Stormy here. Stormy Knight, one of the best names in high school football in the state. I was hoping we'd get this interview. Congrats to your parents on just picking a great name. That's so awesome. Penalties and turnovers were tough tonight, but you guys were able to overcome that to get this W. How did you guys, cross that hump to be able to walk away with a homecoming victory?
We just had to lock in. At halftime, we talked to the coach, and they're like, we're holding ourselves back. This team wasn't better than us. We were holding ourselves back. So once we put that in motion, there was nothing stopping us in the second half.
And I know no touchdowns for you tonight, but you put that work in. First and foremost, how tired are you?
I'm tired. I'm tired a lot. It was running me a lot, but, I got to do what I had to do.
And what was working so effective? The run game was there. You guys tried to utilize some pass game as well. But at the end of this, you guys come up victory against Breck, who is a crosstown foe.
Yeah, I think just the running game with the O-line and blockers, they were just perfect. And as soon as I hit that second leg, they couldn't tackle me tonight, so I was just doing what I do.
Well, you mentioned halfway through the season. What do you think is the best thing that you guys have going for you as well that you're excited about with this team to carry into the second half?
All bonded. We're really close. We're actually all friends, and we actually all hang out outside of football and school, so that's the best part.
It's your senior year. You just won homecoming. How's it feel?
It feels amazing. I'm just excited, I'm happy.
Excited, happy, but also might need a nap.
Yeah, definitely need a nap.
Congratulations on a great performance, guys.
All right. Thank you very much, Stormy. It's a nice game tonight. All those guys, I think there are a lot of guys who contributed to this win on both sides of the ball, Chris.
Yeah, love the three-headed monster in the running game. We thought we were going to see Stormy Knight exclusive in there, but Colin Sapo and company came in and Josue Riley. I really liked that they had three running backs that ended up really contributing hard. But with victories like that, you got to look back to the offensive line play. We didn't get a lot of talk about the guys up front for Providence. They started pushing people around, and that was big. Breck hung with them the best that they could. I think Coach Harris had a sound game plan right there. They're going to get some W's here for the rest of the years, but a big homecoming win here for Providence Academy on a beautiful night here, John, for fall football.
And some of those guys that were on the defensive line contributed to that offensive line push, right? Tarawali plays on offense on the line. Dierberger's the center. Wicht, Matthew Hunter, Bennett Hilberg, the starting five, and they did do a good job tonight. And this Providence team able to rush for over 200 yards tonight. Well, that will do it for our coverage tonight from Providence Academy. A good homecoming win for the Lions. For Chris Ohm and Allie Mosley and all of our crew, thanks so much for watching. I'm John Jacobson. Final score again tonight in Plymouth. Providence Academy over Breck, 17-6 the final.